Decepticons forever!
Decepticons forever indeed, and all hail Megatron. Well, been waiting for this guy. I know he's only just released the other day, but I've been wanting this since it first dropped in the leaks. Covert Agent Ravage from the Beast Wars. That's a quick rundown of the figure. He is actually quite a good representation of his appearance in the Beast Wars show. And he's literally in, you could say, 4 episodes. His head is in the 4th episode. He literally appears at the end of his first appearance episode. And he's only in 1 full episode, if you think about it. Which is a shame. Yeah, I'll go over it. And I think it was great that Ravage was in the TV series. Nice little nods, like, oh, old character coming back. But what a wasted opportunity. Oh my god. What a massively wasted opportunity. Out of all that happens in Beast Wars, Ravage is the one that stays dead. Think of all the times Waspinator got blown up. Rampage gets blown up in that 3-parter. Inferno gets blown up. I think Quick Strike gets completely blown as well. Tarantulas, but yeah. It's Ravage that stays dead. I think he should have been pulled back through time, personally. Or he could have sought out the Ark, and in order to save himself, put his spark in his old body. Now, a nice little transition into that. So, what does Ravage come with? Obviously, you get the Beast Wars look Ravage, which is based on the Cheetor mould. It is like nicely retooled. Comes with his 2 blasters. And 2 of the old Ravage blasters. And the old original Ravage, which you can see from the diorama. You can shout Decepticons forever there and slot into the cassette slot there. Now, with most things, I won't be keeping it. It is a lovely diorama, but I got no place to put any 101 boxes. So unfortunately, it is going to go. So here we are, the G1 Ravage, and still, I think, arguably the best Ravage that they've done officially. The problem is he's just a bit thin, like that. But there he is, the Ravage I grew up with. I actually did have this from a car boot pickup. Always the best things when us poor kids didn't get anything new. When car boots were great, you could pick things like jumble sales, car boot sales. Fantastic. So there he is, the G1 Ravage. Still a great figure. All the usual articulation, you saw me transform it. And for his time, a very well articulated figure. And affordable. Like, when you compare it to some other, the larger toys, they actually weren't as good as the Ravage. And some of the other cassettes. The cassettes, obviously, big fan pickups, a lot of fan favourites, the cassettes. And a lot of people seem to pick them up and collect them. And this is just another version of Ravage that you can pick up. But the main event is the Beast Wars version. Just getting him to stand up is quite hard because it's quite narrow. So there he is. And one thing I did notice from all the pictures, I wasn't too sure. I'm like, wait a minute, something is missing. So the cool thing with Ravage in his Beast Wars appearances, he has one arm has the Predacon logo, and the other arm has the... Oh, yeah. They didn't put it on. It's meant to have a Decepticon logo this side. It's clearly shown in the TV show. And I just think that it's a big thing they missed out on this. It's the one thing that doesn't make this, in my opinion, a perfect release. I think what they've done is absolutely fantastic with this Ravage. Look-wise, to be fair, when I transform him into the Jaguar mode, you just... It's not designed for that. In the show, he didn't have a beast mode. He turned into cassette. And that's all he did. Then he died, and that was the end of that, and that was very crap. Well, let's get out a few more Ravages. I do have the Universe one, but he is locked away in the loft, and I couldn't find it. Masterpiece Ravage, as well. And let's get his dad out. Soundwave. There he is, comparison with Netflix Soundwave. And there we have Netflix Ravage. Like, by far the smallest of the main releases. There is a world's smallest Ravage, which I actually did used to have as well. Sorry, Soundwave. Get you away from your prodigal son. So yeah, here we have the generations of Ravage. So from the G1, Masterpiece, the Netflix, stroke Earthrise Kingdom, and the Beast Wars version of Ravage. These two are the best versions of Ravage. This one, let's just say, he fills in a gap if you're picking up all the Siege Netflix stuff, but it's an ugly toy. And that's part of the problem with Ravage as a cassette. And even the Masterpiece never really mastered it with him. And by far the weakest of the cassettes. And it's a shame because we also want him to be a cassette. And obviously the original obviously could do it where you could clip on the weapons. This one, to be fair, includes all the weapons within the transformation. It's bulked him out a little bit from obviously this very narrow looking cat. And the same with the Netflix one. It did the same in regards to it put on all the weapons on him. It made this like little cube cat thing. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with the Studio Series, because we know from the leaks and the rumours they're doing a Studio Series Rumble, 86 Rumble. So I can only guess we'll get a Ratbat, Frenzy, and Ravage from that as well. I'm guessing he's not going to be in scale to fit in this Soundwave. And I don't particularly want to see another Soundwave, because what more are they going to do to this Soundwave other than, I don't know. I guess they'll do something. They can release what they want to release, I suppose. Their brand. It'll be interesting to see what comes from that, or if that version of Ravage will be completely separate and won't fit in any known Soundwave until they release one that does that. Maybe a third party will do that. Legion of Ravages, which I have many of. I suppose we should get in with Cheetor, which is based on as well. You see the Ravage is slightly bigger than Cheetor. There. Measure them face to face. Obviously it's all to do with the chest section, making it a bit bigger. Obviously it doesn't meet Cheetor in this body, it meets him in his transmetal body, so I think Cheetor would be a little bit bigger from that. So yeah, let's transform Ravage. And here we have Beast Wars Ravage in his beast mode, with the other Ravages, which is obviously his primary robot type mode. Let's peel away these two. So this is actually where the figure sort of falls by the wayside. But to be fair, he's not. The design was never designed to have this alt mode. It's just one thing they added in the toys, both versions of the Ravage toy that they've done in the past. What I don't like is that you can bend the arm. I say the arm. The cat leg this way, but you can't really bend it that way to get the reversed elbows that cats have. So you can't really bend it any further than that there. And the guns sort of face backwards. So it's got bum guns. What would have been cool is if they designed this Ravage to be able to clip on the original one's weapons. Just for something a bit of fun. Like there's the whole port connectability thing that from Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom, they've all had these ports on, so you can add on extra bits, have other characters be armour or whack on the weaponizers. It would have been something really interesting. You got like a hit here already, and they could have done a circle hole there, and you've got like the port there. It would have been plot that in so you can actually spin it up and down, so shoot them around, but you're limited to putting them one way round because obviously the front shoulder gets in the way, so he sort of shoots backwards, which if you look at the original Generation 1 Ravage, the guns are designed to be shot forwards, and you can actually have them pointing upwards. On him, if you want to shoot aerial Autobots, aerial bots. So yeah, obviously you can move the head round, so you get a bit more motion than you can say with the Cheetor, which I haven't bothered transforming for this comparison. But there we go. So you can do a bit more with him, but you get that robot mode head on the beast mode. There he is. That is Ravage. You can move the tail up and down. I was actually kind of hoping that you could bend the tail all the way up as well, so you can have it out the way when he's in robot mode. But that's by the by. Ultimately, I'm happy with it. Like, he's not going to be in Jaguar mode. This one will be in Jaguar mode. The Masterpiece will sit in Jaguar mode. Because this Ravage will be displayed with the Beast Wars characters. Whereas currently this Ravage is displayed with these characters. Like the actual, this one, it just sits in Soundwave's chest. Let's face it, it's not very good. What did you think of Beast Wars Ravage? What did you think of his appearance, brief that it is, in the Beast Wars show? It was a nice thing to have, but for me personally, it was executed absolutely wrongly, and they should have done more with the character, or had him been thrown back in time or thrown forward in time to his own time, maybe explored at a later date. I don't know, I was just disappointed with what they did with him in the show. Even at the time, I didn't like it. I was like, oh, so he's dead then. So I didn't watch it live on TV. I watched it some years later. But back to Ravage. What did you think of the figure, this figure, the old figure, and its appearance in the original show? One thing I did notice, just as I'm transforming back, this joint here is extremely stiff on my version. And it seems like quite a weak bit of plastic, so you could easily spin this joint, snapping it off. Just advising caution, be careful when moving the arm swivel here. Like, hold it here and move it like that. Don't sort of just twist it using the arm, because you probably would snap it off if yours is as stiff as mine. But other than that, I am happy with the figure. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.